Yo, what is up, Cup Check audience? Welcome back to another episode. And today we got a pretty much a new one for you today. I'm going to be starting our first ever sports card YouTube video here on the Cup Check channel. So definitely excited to get into that. I've been in the sports card market for probably about 2.5 years now. So definitely have some cool cards to show off to you guys today. Before we get into today's video, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button to stay alert whenever we're dropping a new video, and make sure to check out our Instagram and TikTok links in the bio. So yeah, without further ado, thank you all for tuning in, and let's get right into today's video. So starting it off, I have this Luis Robert Bowman first PSA 10. When I first started, I was really big into getting like the Bowman first PSA 10, like just chrome base card of all the players I really liked. And sadly, with the market not doing as well, we've seen a lot of the just regular first chromes definitely decline in value, especially like the really high pop ones. So not the most valuable card at the moment, but definitely a nice card of a really young player. So definitely glad I have a Luis Robert Bowman first PSA 10. Moving on, this is a guy who I really wanted to pick up. So I got this Luis Angel Acuna Bowman first Chrome Auto PSA 9. I saw an interview with the older Acuna, and I just thought, wow, this kid, I mean, just the way he talks about his little brother, it got me pretty excited. So I wanted to go pick up just a small piece to have something of the little brother, and he's actually done really good so far in the minors. So definitely a guy to keep an eye on moving forward. Next, I have this Nuelve Marte Bowman first Mojo refractor PSA 10. As a Mariner fan, Nuelve's guy I'm pretty excited about. I think he has a bright future. He did kind of start off a little bit slow this year, but he's really picked it up recently. So hopefully Nuelve is getting it back on track, and hopefully we see him in the league in the not too distant future. Sticking with the theme, we got another Mariner, another guy who's really struggled, and this card has really gone down in value. I mean, when Kalanick first got pulled up, and it was kind of like the height of the card boom, this was like a $300 card. And now I'm betting you can probably get it around like $50-$30, maybe probably somewhere in there. But yeah, Jared Kalanick, still a believer. I don't think he's going to be like the superstar that people thought he was going to be, but I think Kalanick will still have a good MLB career eventually once he kind of settles in. So Jared Kalanick, Bowman first, PSA 10. Moving on to kind of some of the bigger stuff, Jacob deGrom, Bowman first, PSA 10. Now, this is a card that I had to track down for like so long. I could just never really get myself to pull the trigger, but a card I knew I always wanted kind of as a PC item. I mean, Jacob deGrom, like being a pitcher myself, he really is the GOAT. And if you've ever watched his starts, you know just how special Jacob deGrom is. So a 2014 Bowman Prospects PSA 10 Jacob deGrom card. Definitely one of my favorite items in my collection. Next, another kind of PC item, but this one kind of has not aged the best. My first Bowman Chrome autograph card right here of Trevor Bauer. And, as a pitcher, like I said, it's really cool getting to watch the vlogs and kind of like learn how MLB pitchers carry themselves and how they go about their day and stuff like that. So I was a big fan, and just kind of sad to see what's happened. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see if the old Trevor Bauer ever finds his way back into the league. So I'm going to move on to the next one. So getting into the bigger stuff, like I said, we have a Bowman first PSA 10 Ronald Acuna. And this was my first ever slab, I'm pretty sure. I really wanted this card last year. And I know last year, like in his peak when he was really going off before he got hurt, this card was up to like $600, and now you can probably get this thing like probably around 200, maybe a little cheaper. So like I said earlier, it just shows how the Bowman first market has really gone down on some of the base first stuff. So maybe a good buy low. I'm sure the pop is pretty high, but just a really beautiful looking card and definitely one of my favorite players to watch. So glad I have that. Moving on to a GOAT, we have the Albert Pujols 2001 Topps Chrome Traded PSA 9. Now this card is just really special to me, you know, growing up a Cardinal fan, seeing Pujols at the field all the time. This is a card I just knew I always wanted, and it is his iconic rookie card. I mean, I do not have the budget to go pick up his first auto, sadly. Maybe one day. So until then, this will have to do, but I'm pretty sure these cards are still around like $450, $500. Another card I really only expect to go up as he ascends into the Hall of Fame, and he's going to need a pretty big second half to get that 700 home run marker. I don't think he's going to make it, but cheering for him to get as close as he can, and definitely one of my favorite players growing up to watch as a kid. So one of my favorite PC items right here. Moving on, we have my current favorite prospect, Zach Veen. I'm a big Zach Veen fan. I mean, if you watch the swing, you watch the talent, you know this kid really might be the true, like one of the only true 5-tool players out there in the minors right now. So getting his refractor PSA 9 auto was definitely a good pickup. The kid is like 6'4", and I'm pretty sure he already has like 40 stolen bases this year, and he looks really good in that MLB like futures game. I think he had 2 hits and 2 stolen bases. So Zach Veen, a good guy to buy the dip. I believe these are only doing around like 300, maybe a little less at the moment. So I think that's a pretty good buy at the moment. I think Veen will start getting a lot more hype once the power kind of sticks out a little bit more. But yeah, I definitely think he's a guy who can do that, especially being 6'4" with that speed and going to be playing in Coors Field. So Zach Veen, one of my favorite prospects. Look into him if you haven't already. Moving on to an actual GOAT, we have Mike Trout. This is my first Mike Trout rookie card of the video, and we should have a little bit nicer one later on, but definitely a fan of the Topps Finest set. Really cool set, just beautiful cards, and a nice little Beckett 9.5 card here with a 10 grade on centering, 9.5 corners, 9.5 edges, and 9 surface. So really nice card. I think these are doing around 600 currently, which I think is pretty undervalued. I think once Trout like gets back on the field, I mean he was having an MVP caliber season, so I'm definitely excited to see what Trout ends up doing. All right, moving on, we have a Bobby Witt Jr. Bowman First PSA 10 auto. Really big fan of this card. It's one of the cards I was chasing at the beginning of the year, but couldn't quite justify paying $3,000 for it. But with the price dip that we're seeing right now, I think this is one of the best buys as well. You know, I think Julio's really overshadowing Witt at the moment. But I think what people haven't noticed is both of them are on track to be the first rookies since Mike Trout to go 20-20 in a rookie season. So Bobby Witt Jr., I think, will be seen as one of the best players in baseball here shortly. Maybe it's this year, maybe it's next year. We'll just have to wait and see. But definitely a big investment card for me and a card I really believe in moving forward. Moving on, we have a Mookie Betts Bowman First Auto SGC 9.5. Now, I did not see myself getting this card, but I saw it at a card show and I just couldn't leave without it. So I ended up trading, I believe it was a Marco Luciano Bowman First Refractor PSA 9 and a Noelvi Marte First Refractor Auto. Both of them were autos, PSA 9s, and like a little bit of cash to pick up this Mookie. And, you know, watching Scotty B cards a lot, I definitely think he kind of wore off on me and maybe want to get into the Mookie game. But Mookie having a really great year, back from injury and tearing it up right now. So this is another card I think is really undervalued and I think should carry more hobby love and like get more attention moving forward. So good card to have here, Mookie Betts. And finishing off the video, we have the big boy. We have the Mike Trout 2011 Topps Update PSA 10. Now this is just like the most iconic card, obviously like a really high pop count, but as far as baseball collections goes, I feel like you got to have one of these because, it just is the most iconic card of the GOAT. And, Trout, just a guy who is a really sound investment moving forward in the future, a guy who's always going to have a lot of value, and just a really beautiful card here in a PSA 10. So thank you all for watching. That is going to do it for our first ever Cup Check video on sports cards. If you haven't, make sure to follow, subscribe, and check out the Insta and TikTok links down below. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what your favorite PC item is or sports card down below. And let me know if you like this kind of video. We might have to start doing more sports card related content in the future. So signing off. Thank you all for watching. Peace.